Hey everyone, it is 8:30 and we're going to get started. If you can hear me, maybe give me a thumbs up. Just want to make sure that I'm being heard before I get started. If you guys can hear me, give me a little like or a heart. So glad to see you guys jumping on. Great. Okay, you can hear me. Well, I'm going to get started. I'm so glad that you guys are able to jump on tonight. My name is Angela Kanipe, and I'm a regional vice president with Arbonne. And it's really amazing to me to be able to share with you. This is the heart of our business right now. Of course, healthy inside and out. And I will tell you that I began my Arbonne business 2.5 years ago because I was so grateful to find good, clean, non-toxic skincare and makeup for me and my girls. That was what drew me to this company because I was already online shopping around for lots of different sources, trying to find makeup and mascara that my growing girls, my teenage and almost adult girls would love, but that would give them the least exposure to toxins. And the reason I was doing that is my mother had breast cancer, and thankfully she survived and is with us. And my husband's mother had breast cancer, and she did not survive. So it became extremely important to us that we have the least risk for cancer as possible in our household. And I had already been doing research, and I knew that there were things in products that were not good for us, and I wanted to make good choices. And so I guess tonight, that's my heart, is to share with you that there is a choice. You are not a slave to whatever is on the supermarket shelf or whatever, the most convenient things for you to buy are. There is a convenient way to get the skincare that you want and that is healthy for you. And soon after I started my business, we came to realize that it wasn't just skincare, that God had something else in store for us on our health journey, and that would include a lot of nutrition products. Now, about a month into my business, 2.5 years ago or so, my husband was a part of, and I was too, we share a Facebook page, as you guys know, Chad and Angela Kanipe, and he began to see all the things that were coming through on our Healthy Living Boot Camp, where people we'd go in there to learn how to do the 30-day detox. And he was seeing all these pictures and all these stories and learning what other people were experiencing on the 30 days. And he said, I want you to get me one of those 30 days to healthy living. I want to give it a try and see if it does what it says it does and what these people are claiming. And I kind of laughed because I knew from their 25 years of marriage that he enjoyed his bread and his cheese and his dairy and his desserts, and that this was not going to be easy for him, or so I thought. And he said, nope, I'm going to do it. I'm not trying to prove it wrong. I just want to see if it really works. And so we decided to do it together, and we knew that we would be more successful that way. And I didn't feel like I had a lot of weight to lose, and neither did he. But I now know that deep down, and it brings tears to my eyes a little bit, that he was longing for relief from his aches and pains. He had some old high school and college sports injuries. He was had a lot of high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and just the things that we chalked up to getting older, and that our society and our culture makes us believe are just part of it. You're getting older and this is the way it's going to be. So just, chalk it up to that. He really just wanted to reclaim his health, and he wanted to gain his energy back that he had. And he was hopeful for that. And we were amazed at the end of the 30 days because he's the most skeptical person, I say, on the planet. But he did what he was supposed to do. He eliminated the foods that we talk about eliminating, and here's what happened to him. His blood pressure went down about 30 points. His cholesterol came down significantly, 20 or 30 points. He did not need to go to the chiropractor anymore. 2 or 3 times every 2 or 3 weeks, he was visiting the chiropractor for those old sports injuries and the aches and pains that it was creating for him. He used to come home from work, and he's a hardworking guy. He works with his hands, and outside he does a lot of manual labor. And he would come home and lie down in the recliner, and he was so exhausted. And after dinner, that was just it. That's where you would find him. And I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but this had become our daily MO, and what would happen when he came home at the end of the day. And but that stopped happening, and he would come home and stand with me in the kitchen. We'd have dinner, make dinner, and have dinner, and then he would help me with maybe fold a load of clothes and wash dishes, and we would talk. And I just felt like it had breathed new life into him. And he was more like the guy that I married many years ago. But what I realized is he had even more energy than he did then, because we look at old pictures and we can literally see the pastiness and the puffiness in our skin. And when we do have that redness, you can just see that it's inflammation. If we have a lot of color in our skin in those pictures. In the fall, in those months, that first month, he lost 20 pounds. He released 20 pounds, I like to say, because he hasn't found it again. He didn't just lose it, he released it. And in the months after that, he lost another 10 pounds. And he was so thankful to see that, hey, this wasn't a 30-day quick fix. This has changed the way we see food. And even now, the choices that we make. We look at food as fuel. And it's not like we live to eat anymore. I used to just, I couldn't wait to sit down to the next meal, and it was, it's going to taste so good. Now we're making choices not just about how it tastes, but what it's going to do for our bodies. And is this going to give me the energy that I need and that I want? And I'm going to go a little bit further than that with my health journey. I had similar results. I lost my little belly pooch that I was beginning to get, and I had already gone white carb free. I'd already cut down on a lot of those because I realized that wasn't serving me at all. But what I did with the 30 days is I went further, and I did it as we're supposed to do, and I began to not really eat less carbs. I began to eat the right kind of carbs and slow carbs, so that your body's able to use those and burn those more efficiently, and everything doesn't just turn straight to sugar. But I learned on the 30 days that there are some other foods that don't serve me as a menopausal woman. I'm 48 years old, and things change as we get older, but some of these foods don't serve us at any point in our life, and that's exciting for me to know, because I can equip my 4 children. I'm a stay-at-home homeschool mom. My background is in education, music education. I was a public school music teacher, and I have a master's in early childhood because I really love the little ones. That's where my heart is. And I loved what I was doing, but decided to stay home with our kids. We became a single-income family, and just worked really hard to put tasty dishes on the table. But now I know there were better choices that I could have made to train my children's taste buds and all of that. But getting back to my health journey, I had some aching and throbbing in my arms, my shoulder arms, mostly my extremities. And I still don't know exactly what was causing that, but after I did my cleanse and my 30 days, I began to see a lot of relief from that. I don't have that anymore until I put gluten and dairy back into my diet for whatever reason. Maybe it's a birthday cake or something like that. That's another exciting thing about this plan is you do the 30 days, you detox your body, you reset your system, your gut. And it's not like you never have another donut. I mean, it's up to you. But when you do, you realize what it's doing to your body, and you have a choice. You can make the choice to indulge, I guess you could call it, in that. But now I don't even call donuts a treat anymore, because they don't treat me well. I know how I'm going to feel the next day, or maybe even that night. My yoga started paying off in spades, because now I'm drinking this really lean protein shake. And my beautiful friend Early Ianello, she has these great muscles, which I don't lift, so I don't have, but I have really toned myself up. And I'm still just doing yoga, but now I'm drinking a protein shake that is really serving my body. I guess the most exciting thing that I want to share with you tonight is about my thyroid. When I began to eat better, cleaned up my act, did my 30 days, I was under the care of an endocrinologist. And at that point, I was not, I guess I was pre-hypothyroidism. My levels tended toward that way, but he just kind of watched me for several years. It's probably been about 8 years that I've been under his care. And my levels were just, creeping up to the borderline of where I was going to have to do something with Synthroid, start taking something. And my mother has hypothyroidism, so my doctor had basically told me I was doomed and that it was just a matter of time. And I think that's kind of the current thought process for a lot of people. And what I can tell you is one of my thyroid nodules that I had greatly diminished after I cleaned up my eating and began to use these phenomenal products, very clean and good for me. My other thyroid nodule diminished and finally dissipated, and he continued to watch me. And we've just enjoyed this last 2.5 years of eating clean and doing what we know is better for us. I had kind of backslidden a little bit. As I said, I'd have a donut every now and then. I would maybe have something else that had gluten in it. So I hadn't stayed 100% gluten-free. I was just gluten conscious, I guess you could say. And I began to, about a year ago, to have some discomfort in my throat, in my neck and throat. And I went to a couple of doctors and finally ended up back at my endocrinologist for him to just check everything out and make sure that it wasn't one of my nodules or something worse. You always fear the worst. And I did my blood work for him and came in for the office visit a week later. And he said, well, he did the ultrasound on me and he said, the good news is, there's nothing in there. I don't see anything to be alarmed about with your thyroid. I don't think that's causing the sensations that you're feeling in your throat. But your levels they're abnormal now, and you're finally into that range that we talked about. I'm recommending that you go ahead and start on the Synthroid. And any of you guys that know me know how I really dislike pharmaceuticals, and I'm going to avoid them at all costs. If there's anything I can do natural, and it's not always possible, but that's the route I'm going to try to go. And so after about a 10-minute conversation of basically begging him to tell me what in the world I could try that was not a prescription, and him saying, really nothing, you can try some things with your iodine. Well, he checked my iodine levels. They were normal. Finally, he indicated to me that he had heard someone present a research paper at one of their medical conferences that said selenium was shown to improve thyroid function. And so he gave me an idea of a dosage that I could take. And I was hopeful with that. And I knew that I was going to really clean my act up again and make sure that I was religious with the 30 days to healthy living again. I also contacted my good friend and physician, Dr. Deanna Holdren, and super busy lady. I just shot her a text and she shot me right back. Are you 100% gluten-free? And how's your vitamin D? And of course, these are all things that we talk about with our healthy living, and we have some phenomenal products. So what I decided to do was just do all the things that I had been researching and finding out. And I had become educated through Arbonne and doing the presentations and trying to help other people. I was learning so much. So I increased my omega-3s. I started taking those very faithfully, 1,000 milligrams a day, which is just kind of an ordinary dosage recommendation. I increased my vitamin D quite a bit and took that every single day. I did the selenium that he recommended. I went very strict on the 30 days, and I went completely gluten-free. And he said, I want to see you back in 2 months. You can have your 2 months to do your thing, and then I'll just check your levels then. And so I went back in 2 months and prayed a lot during those 2 months and just tried to do the right thing for my body. And I'm excited to tell you that when he walked back in the door after checking my blood levels, my blood work again, he said, well, looks like I will not have to see you for another year. Your levels are completely normal. And I immediately thanked God right in front of him. And he said, what did you do? What did you end up doing? I know you wanted to try some things. And when I shared with him what I had been doing, he kind of poo-pooed the gluten-free thing. But in my heart, I know that those things are what saved me for the time being from having to go on another prescription. And I'm thankful, most of all, to know that we do not have to be, we're not a slave to our health condition that you are currently in. You don't have to settle, you guys. Take your health into your own hands and get all the information that you can. Get more than one opinion. Equip yourself and empower yourself with nutritional information. And I love that Lisa put the title and the picture on this group that she did, Let Medicine Be Your Food and Food Be Your Medicine, because it's so true. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Our bodies are amazing at recovery. And, I'll share a little bit with you right now about what we experienced this weekend with my son. He's he has an anaphylactic tree nut allergy. And Friday night he was with his dad and they were at a fundraiser and enjoyed a meal close to our home at an event, and it was catered. And he took a bite of his dessert. It was just a cherry cobbler with some ice cream. He's clearly not doing the 30 days right now. And he immediately felt some itching and tingling in his throat, and he thought, well, sometimes fruit does that to me. So he took another bite and just didn't feel real good about it and kind of pushed it aside. And within an hour, he was having difficulty breathing. The hives were starting on his trunk, and he realized he was in trouble. And so they immediately came by the house, grabbed the EpiPen, got an injection into him, and got him to the emergency room where they continued to treat him. And I'm very thankful and grateful to tell you that he is okay, and he survived that awful thing. He's the only person in our nuclear family and our extended family that we know of that has this tree nut allergy. And he does not have a choice about that. He has to avoid tree nuts of all kinds. And that's very clear to us now because he was very much in danger of losing his life. And but we do have a choice about the other things that affect us. So this is by no means any medical advice, but I am thrilled to share with you our story as a family of the journey that we're on. And I want to share with you just real quickly a little bit about how we do the 30 days and what affects the way it affects your body and the way it helps you take control of your health again. We are so blessed to have it's a clean eating program, and it shows you exactly what you need to eliminate to give your body a chance so that you can see maybe what you're allergic to or what causes a lot of inflammation for you. We're gluten-free. Our whole company's gluten-free. We're kosher certified, so you can rest assured with all of that. Our products are usable by so many people. My son with his tree nut allergy has no trouble using the shakes, and in fact, he gained weight. He was really, really skinny for a lot of years. So that shows us that, this isn't necessarily a weight loss program. It actually gives your body what it needs. If you need to gain some weight, maybe you need to include the shakes in your diet just as an addendum, before you even try the 30 days. But I highly recommend that you do this entire detox. Everything works synergistically together to give your body a chance. We were experiencing aches and pains and thyroid issues and weight gain and a lot of things going on in our family, but the list of things that may be indicators that you need to detox, fatigue, depression, disturbed sleep, mood swings, anxiety, PMS, hot flashes, slow digestion, slow elimination. I don't know if any of these are ringing a bell with you, but they're so common complaints that we hear every day among our friends and in our circles when we share things. Maybe you have candida, yeast overgrowth, a lot of urinary tract infections, diabetes, kidney stones, acne, skin issues are such a reflection of what's going on in your gut. And I really did not understand that for many years, and so glad that we came to that realization through this program. This is not a weight loss program, as I said. It's not a fad diet. It's not a juice fast or cleanse. But what it is it will reveal foods that are sabotaging your health. It will sort of reprogram your body to more efficiently remove toxins. And what we know is that the bigger the toxic burden that you're bearing in your body, that's where a lot of these health issues come from. This program is designed to reduce inflammation, reduce your food cravings. It will renew your unhealthy skin. And best of all, it'll help you create new habits, daily habits that are totally doable. Okay, and I'm speaking to you from my heart right now about my husband. He, I say now, if he can do it, anybody can do it, because he had a lot of habits that he needed to break and new habits to create. Thank goodness, when we first started our Arbonne business, he had already gotten addicted to the fizz sticks and had eliminated completely soda from his diet. That was a huge thing. And I know that was part of why he had such success on the 30 days. But you can actually customize your goals that you have for your health. And why should you cleanse? Well, because of all these issues we've talked about, we're exposed to all kinds of environmental substances in the air we breathe and in our diet, the pesticides, and all kinds of things, exposures to things in our personal care products. And that was another thing that I was already kind of on top of. I just didn't realize how much it could affect your inside health. So the 5 keys to this program are creating a healthy gut situation, and that is one of our favorite products in this house is our Digestion Plus, because we found such relief from acid reflux. There were certain foods that my husband absolutely could not digest, and thanks to the 30 days and primarily the Digestion Plus, he now can digest foods he never could before. The second part of that is you're going to eat clean. There are things that you're going to leave out of your diet. Fear not, it's 30 days. You can do it for 30 days. And if you don't think you can, do it for 2 weeks and see if you can. But what we found is that you can break the craving cycle, the crazy carb cycle, where you eat a little bit and then pretty soon after that you got to have some more, and then you got to have some more. The third part of this program is designed to decrease your inflammation, balance your blood sugar and the pH in your body, and it also boosts your metabolism. You don't have to work as hard to burn calories because the quality of the calories that you're getting is so different. It's so nutrient dense. The shakes are phenomenal. We find that when we're drinking shakes during the day, we actually eat less. It takes less calories. It's also going to help you, if you exercise just a little bit, get some good sleep, and mind your body, mind your mind while you're trying to do this great thing for your body. The exercise doesn't have to be extreme. Just start walking or do a little yoga. Do a little something to get your body moving. As I told you, our favorite product is the Digestion Plus. It has 11 digestive enzymes. It's not just a probiotic. It's like my hero product of this whole program, because with the digestive enzymes and the probiotic that actually feeds your gut all the way down through your system, all the way into your intestines, it's because we have a prebiotic that feeds that probiotic all the way down. And the second product that I'm totally in love with is our detox tea. I call it like a warm hug for your kidneys and your liver, because when you are eliminating these toxins and flushing those things out, this tea really supports your liver because, it's bearing the brunt of your detoxification. And we have a cup every night. In fact, that's what I have right here beside me. Chad will have one too. I love it in the morning as well instead of coffee. And sometimes have a little tizzy, put a little bit of our fizz sticks. And that's the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about real quick. Our fizz sticks are phenomenal. If you have any doubt about whether you can do this, have the person who invited you tonight to share a fizz stick with you if they haven't already, because those fizz sticks have a little bit of an herbal blend, rhodiola and guarana, and green tea extract. It's a potent antioxidant. It's powerful, and when we ingest and enjoy, I like to say, the fizz sticks, it's a treat. But you're treating your body, not just your taste buds. My little 8-year-old, we make fizz slushies all the time for him because I love for him to get the chromium and the ginseng and all of the benefit, the vitamin B6 and the B12 that are in the fizz sticks. We can't do without our protein shakes. We have the ready-mades in our fridge ready to go if somebody needs to grab one on the way out. But we love to make our shakes, and they're made to order in this house, and we love to include all kinds of berries, and I throw in a lot of spinach in mine, and the greens balance. That's a whole nother Facebook Live is the greens balance. It is a phenomenal product that you will not believe what it will do for your body. So I always encourage people, when you do this whole 30 days, you're going to get your choice of a free product, and I really strongly recommend the greens balance. There is a body cleanse in it. It is not an intestinal cleanse, colon cleanse, but it is amazing at pulling out heavy metals and toxins. The fiber boost is phenomenal because none of us get the fiber that we need, and that's a big part of our plan. There are all kinds of other supplements. Our power packs are incredible, and as I mentioned in my thyroid story, the omega-3s, I highly recommend those as well. I'm so glad that you guys jumped on tonight, because now that you're in this group, you can just scroll down. Whenever this is over, you just scroll on down through, and you are going to get amazing information from a couple of doctors who will be sharing their medical perspective on the 30 days. It's not intended at all as medical advice, but they can share with you a little more in detail about what these products do and the ingredients and why we see the results that we do on the 30 days. But this is a complete package. So if you've been looking for a good clean eating program or a 30-day challenge, a detox, this is what you want, because it's convenient. My husband makes his shakes at night. He makes his breakfast one and his lunch the night before, throws it into the fridge, and when he gets up after his Digestion Plus, drinks his morning shake and throws the other one into his cooler bag and takes it with him. He doesn't have to worry about what he's going to have to eat that's healthy, because he has it right with him. I'm a little slower getting up, so I have my shake after a little bit of my probiotic, my Digestion Plus, and about 16 ounces of water. That's another important part of this, you guys. I know a lot of you out there are drinking water. If you're on here tonight and you're on this health journey, you're drinking tons of water. About half your body weight in ounces is what we find is really good to help flush those toxins out. But once you've done this, you can do the body cleanse, the 7-day body cleanse, if you haven't released the weight that you want, or you've been exposed to more toxins that you know about. If you eat out of plastic containers a lot, that is a great cleanse, and it's perfectly safe. I do one about every quarter, because I've kind of leveled off on the weight that I wanted to release. But it's a constant in our house. We'll both talk about, hey, I think it's about time for another cleanse. When's the last time we did one? But you guys, this is exciting. This gets me really pumped to tell people, don't feel like you are a prisoner to where you are now. Get equipped, get empowered with all of this good information, and do yourself a favor and try it. There's a 45-day money-back guarantee on all Arbonne products, and I just encourage you to jump in and do the very best thing for your body that you can. As we finish up this conversation, I hope you found some value in it tonight. I hope maybe something that we've talked about has sparked more questions, and if you'll post those here, we'll try to get those answered for you, and check back with the person who invited you tonight to get some more information. And it's been my pleasure and my joy, and I'm glad that you got on. Thanks you guys so much.